Hello viewers, you're welcome to the People's Voice and it's the Current Affairs segment. My name is Emmanuel Opako. On today's segment, we'll be discussing a topic titled Religious Equity in Nigerian Politics Today. I have in the studio my guest, by my right is Dr. Ego Chukwuemeka.
Thank you for having me.
Doctor, you're welcome to the studio, and Dr. James Okocha.
It is my pleasure. Thank
And
you.
beside me, Reverend Jonathan Brown.
It's good to be here.
Okay, so today's topic, which is very sensitive in the Nigerian polity, religious equity in Nigerian politics today. Dr. Okocha, what is your take on this subject matter?
Well, thank you so much. As is just all over there, that Nigeria is a secular nation. Well, in principle. But in reality, there is no equity in the politics today.
Why do you say so?
For example, if you go to our constitution, the 1999 constitution as amended, you will have the constitution, strongly, highlighting Islam.
Okay.
Islam.
Okay.
Islam. 73 times. 73 times the Federal Republic of Nigeria Constitution eulogized Islam. 73 times.
In other words, that means...
But there is no place it talks about our own religion, my own religion, every other person's religion. Now, that's the foundation of it. And this foundation has affected everything. Kano State has 42 local governments.
Okay.
That's the biggest local government in Nigeria.
Okay.
42 local governments, they produce 24 House of Reps. Kano alone.
Okay.
Seconded by Oyo State that has 33.
Okay.
And the 33 local government, how many local House of Reps they have? I am telling you that the House of Reps, Kano State alone produce is more than what Delta, Abia,
Yes.
what Imo, Bayelsa
Okay.
produce. And you know that these people in that chamber, they make the law.
Yes.
So if you look at it, you see that automatically, whatever that favors the North,
Yeah.
which is predominantly Islamic
Okay.
stance. Now you tell me why, the reason why the South issue have 5 states against the North Central having 7 states. You tell me the reason. These things are political permutations.
Okay.
And it is to defavor the Christians.
Okay.
So there is no religious equity
In Nigeria.
in Nigeria.
Dr. Okocha, if you remember back some years during the Goodluck Jonathan administration, they had this confab gathering in Abuja where the constitution was discussed to be able to amend it and be able to make it more functional. Do you think that confab was a flop? Do you think that confab?
It's not a thought. It's a flop. And you know that confab, the only organization that did not attend that confab is the APC. This particular APC. And there were allegations from the foundation of this party that this APC is an Islamic party. How is playing out? It's playing out Muhammad Buhari, who first of all had the mandate of the APC to run to be a president for 8 years, was pushing Ruga, Islamization, and all of that. And after him for 8 years, the next person that came up is the current Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, which even gave it to us, on one-on-one that this is Muslim ticket, go to hell Christians.
Okay, now Dr. Ego Chukwuemeka, sir, what is your take on this very sensitive topic? Having looked at, we have some Christians in the Red House chamber in House of Representatives as well that are Christians. Do you think they are not really doing well to speak out for the Christian community and citizens in Nigeria? In as much we have Christians in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, do you think some of the Christian senators and Christian honorables, do you think they are not doing so much well to be able to speak for us in the Red House chamber?
Thank you so much. I want to leverage what my colleague here said.
Right.
And I want to start by letting us know as Nigerians that first and foremost, we have no constitution.
This is sensitive.
Yes, we have no constitution. And I have thought, I've been issued that the government, right from former President Olusegun Obasanjo,
Okay, administration.
should have been able to address the issue of the Constitution of Nigeria, because that is where our problem in Nigeria is coming from. One of the primary problems we have in Nigeria is constitutional problem, which have not allowed equity in any area, sectionally, regionally, gender-wise, and even religion. So we are looking at the area of religion now, and of course, you know, like my colleague here said, Christianity being one of the predominant religions in Nigeria, is not mentioned in the constitution, although it is believed that fundamentally the constitution involves from Christianity, Christian doctrine, some of the things in the constitution.
Values and everything.
But however, when we look at it critically, there is nowhere, just like he said, that Christianity has been mentioned. And we are Christians. We understand all these things, that the constitution has been written to favor a particular religion in Nigeria. Yes, we believe constitutionally that Nigeria is a secular state. And it should not be taken to one religion or the other. So the fact that we have one religion mentioned in the constitution above every other is total out of equity.
This is serious.
It's totally out of equity. So when we are talking about equity, there's nothing like equity in Nigeria. In all ramifications, you look at what is happening, there's nothing like equity. So if we want to address this problem, you can imagine what we just had in the social media recently, when a cleric from the north rose up and said that he is only Muslim to Muslim ticket, and if you're a Christian, you don't like it, you should go out of the country.
Wow.
That's an insult.
Wow.
You're on the Christian populace. And let me say this in Nigeria. You see, the problem we have in Nigeria is to think that there are certain people that has monopoly of violence. That we are godly, we are God-fearing, and we are God people, does not know we don't know how to do what they do. So we should not be taken for granted.
Okay, sir. All right, Reverend Jonathan, what is your take on this very important topic? You know, in Nigeria, you know, we have the NIREC, Nigerian Inter-Religious Council, and the Sultan of Sokoto actually heads that council with the head of the CAN, Nigeria. So as a religious leader, what is your take, sir? Having looked at the religious equity in Nigerian politics, that is been favorable to one set of a religion, and the other, which has the larger population, are being undermined. What's your take, sir?
Thank you for this question.
Yes, please.
Talking about equity,
yes, please.
Political equity,
religious equity
in Nigerian politics.
Yes, please.
You know, if you look into the history of this country, you will know that there has never been equity.
Wow.
You know, from the beginning.
Okay.
Starting from Sardauna.
Okay.
You know, Sardauna has always been propagating Islam. You know, in politics. You know, coming closer to our time.
Yes,
talking about constitution.
Yes, please.
The head of state before Obasanjo, which was Abdusalam Abubakar.
Yes.
You know, it was in his time we had this 1999 constitution, and it was in his time we had Islam enshrined in Nigerian constitution. You know, as a matter of fact, Sharia is mentioned 73 times in our constitution. Islam is mentioned 28 times in our constitution, and Grand Khadif is mentioned 58 times in our constitution. And Christianity, not Jesus, not church, is mentioned even for once. And so, when you talk about equity, you can see clearly from the Constitution there is no equity.
Okay.
And recently, you know, a sheikh who went to Kano for a political gathering, he made it known that that the Muslims are more in number than Christians, and it shows.
Seriously?
You know, his name is Sheikh Jingle. You know, he said. That the evidence is the Muslim ticket, and that
looks like a political lie.
And that he believed that the next election they are going to win again, which means that they are more in number than us. As a matter of fact, he called the Christians infidel. You know, that the infidel have no place. And then there's another man again in Katsina. Recently, the video, you know, was making the rounds. The man said if he happened to be the governor of Katsina State, he will make sure Christians are removed from all government positions. Government personal agencies. And he said even in private sectors, banks and all of that, they are going to remove them. We had somebody, a young man in Zamfara State, so, Ezra Habila. You know, he's an indigenous of Zamfara State. You know, he was recruited for a training, you know, sponsored by federal government. You know, they removed him. In fact, they sent police after him, CID. They went after him, they arrested him, that he's not an indigent. They went and locked him up for 10 days. You know, the Northern Camp president had to call a particular should I say emir or chief, you know, and the man said he was surprised to hear that because that young man is an indigent, and as a matter of fact, the father of the young man was his schoolmate, you know, far back as 40 years ago, you know, so he's surprised to hear that, you know. So when you talk about equity, there is no equity. We have on ground evidences, you know, where Christians are not allowed, you know, to study medicine in northern universities. You know, I have a friend who was a pastor. You know, he pastored in Maiduguri for some years. You know, he told me how his daughter was supposed to read a particular course. You know, they would not allow her to read it. Instead, they decide what course they should read. You know, they give lucrative courses like medicine to the Muslims. You know, we have somebody also from Sokoto. You know, one of our boys. They denied him an opportunity. He had to come to Lagos for the same opportunity. They denied him opportunity in Sokoto State. You know, he had to come down to Lagos for the same opportunity. So when you're talking about equity, religious equity in Nigerian politics, you're talking about fairness. You know, to the religions in Nigeria, fairness in terms of appointments, fairness in terms of promotions, fairness in terms of representation, you know, fairness in everything. And so there's no fairness whatsoever.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Kocha, what do you think is the way forward to resolve this religious equity challenge or problem or issue in Nigerian politics today? What do you think? Do you think that agencies like the INEC, agencies like the SERAP, should be able to interfere, the NIREC as well, to be able to correct this challenge that we faced, and even our lawmakers? What's your take, sir?
Okay, thank you so much. There is no, let me tell you, the truth is, Islam is a politically, oriented religion.
Okay.
You understand? You cannot divorce politics.
Okay.
From Islam.
Okay.
Islam is a religion. That's what they show.
Yeah.
That's what they negotiate with.
Okay.
But the real thing they come with
is
political enthronement.
Okay.
Is political power. is rulership,
Okay.
is dominance.
Hmm.
Now, just like my brother said here, you just cannot come out of this except you pay them with their coin.
Okay.
Christians should also be politically, aware.
Yes, yes.
Political awareness. Let me tell you, if anybody says you have more Muslims in Nigeria, let's do the census.
Okay. That's what we.
You don't have more Muslims in Nigeria.
Okay.
You have more Christians in Nigeria. Those very, very deep, like those far north that
Yes,
you
yes,
think
yes,
is
yes.
Islam dominated. All right.
Yeah, they are northern Christians.
When you go there, now it will shock you. It will shock you that some of those states, almost half or more than half of them,
Yeah.
it will shock you that you have so many Christians in Borno State.
Hmm.
The only thing is that Christians should stop this kind of laissez-faire attitude to political, activities.
Please.
Politics is a game of number.
Yes, please.
And they call it politics because it's a war, it's a contention.
Hmm.
You can't sit at the comfort of your home and somebody will tell you, come and take power. You don't do that.
Hmm.
The only way out is that our Christian brothers from the south, from the north, from the middle belt, from every corner, should be politically active. I didn't say involved.
Okay. I'll wait.
There should be political activism
Okay.
in the church. Christians should come up the way the Muslims are doing it.
Yes, please.
And let me say this at this juncture, because somebody came to speak, one of Wike's aide,
Okay.
came to dilute the utterance that sheikh made,
Yeah.
that calling somebody an infidel. That's what we want.
Yes.
Calling somebody an infidel
Wrong.
is not something wrong, that it means unbeliever. Let me tell you, what the English word means by infidel
Yeah.
is not what the Arabic word meant by infidel.
Okay.
In Arabic word, an infidel is unclean.
Person.
Are you getting it?
Okay.
Something that should not exist.
Someone who has no religion.
Someone that has no religion.
Hmm.
Are you getting it? For them, every infidel should be eliminated.
Hmm. That's.
Do you understand? So it is time that our people
Yes.
should come out of all this. I don't know what happens to Christians.
Okay, now, Dr. Okocha, I'm going to come back to you. I need to ask Dr. Ego this. Sir, in the antecedent of politics in Nigeria, you find out that prior before election, politicians go on campaign, move. Like I witnessed yesterday in my area, Obasanjo's daughter is trying to vie for a senatorial position, all right? And you discover that a lot of these politicians, they go to churches. They go to churches to be able to canvass religious leaders to support them to be able to get their vote. Dr. Ego, do you think that's proper? Because I found out that a lot of religious leaders even hate them. And at the end of the day, when they get there, they rubbish these religious leaders.
Now listen,
Yes, please.
one of the problems we have had in the recent times is for Christians to be deceived.
Yes, please, sir.
And that's why you find out that many Christians believe that
Yes, sir.
Christianity, politics is a game, is a dirty
That's
game.
it.
There's
Yes.
just so much painted politics
politics
as a very dirty
dirty
game.
game.
And as such, you, a Christian, should
Not be involved.
involved in it. So they keep on scaring you away while they take up the throne. That is what is happening.
That looks
Now,
manipulative.
from what he has said,
Yes, sir.
I don't blame it on the
Politicians.
not the
Okay, sir.
the Muslims or the cleric that spoke. I blame it on the Christians.
All right, sir.
Because if we are not divided, if we don't have so many of us who are gullible, we won't have what we have going on in the nation today. The fact is that the same Christians we are talking about is in the red chamber. We have Christians in the red chamber. We have Christians everywhere. What are they doing to prevent Christianity? What are they doing to stand for Christianity? The truth is that they don't know where they belong. And that is why they keep on giving these people opportunity to take advantage of the church. And Christians should rise up and do something. So if you are talking about them going to the churches to campaign, open your door. Let the church be aware. Let them be well oriented about politics. And let the church be involved.
All right.
So that all this nonsense will stop.
Okay, Reverend Jonathan, I want to take on you again, the CAN, the PFM, the CCPFM, the CC CAN, CCN, I know they have blogs like that. Don't you think it's time for them to raise up their voice and defend the Christian faithfuls in Nigeria? Because I know that the current chaplain for the Aso Rock Villa, all right, is a presbytery with the Methodist Church, all right, and is there, and is there as a chaplain for the Aso Rock Church in Villa. Don't you think it's time for them to be able to defend the Christian faithfuls in Nigeria? Because I discovered some of these guys, they just want position and placement and just go there for their interest and leave the community of Christian faithfuls that they say they represent. What's your take, sir? What's your take, sir?
Well, when you talk about Khan,
yes, please,
or PFN,
yes, please,
actually they are supposed to be, the voices of the Christian body.
yes,
but the national body is not functioning as it should be.
Okay.
I recently discovered that, the Northern Khan
yeah,
are doing much more than the national body. We have regions.
yes, please, yes,
Regional
yes,
Khan,
Khan.
the northern region, the western region, and the eastern and the southern region.
Yes, sir.
I discovered that the northern Khan is doing much more. And probably because in the far north, talking about the northern Christians,
yes, please,
referring to the Christians from the Middle Belt and to the far north,
yeah,
what they are feeling, I don't think is what the southern Christians are feeling.
all right,
And that is why it's very easy, for the Christians in the southern part of this country,
yeah,
to succumb to pressure, especially pressure in terms of political position,
yeah,
and financial inducement. Why am I saying so? Who is the current chairman of Khan? He's somebody that we know his antecedent, right from the beginning, we know his antecedent, and it's surprising that he happened to be the Khan president. And so
I thought it's Oko, one Reverend Dr. Oko.
So it's Bishop Wale. Okay. Okay, that's
PFN. Yes, yes, sir.
That's PFN.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't expect much from such a person because already he is compromised in the sense that he's working for the government, as a chaplain. Do you expect him to fight the person that feeds him? It's not going to work.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. I was listening to the Northern Camp president yesterday. He's everywhere talking. And that is because they are the ones that are feeling the heat. They're feeling the heat. We see people dying every day. We bury people every day. And so we shouldn't be talking about money whatsoever. And so when you're talking about having people like this in leadership, definitely you shouldn't expect much. Because I can't imagine me as a camp president stooping low to take the position of a chaplain, to the president.
Shows his heart.
It
shows his heart.
You are gone. You are sold out.
Shows his
You
heart.
actually sold out.
Sold out.
That's like a betrayer.
You can't talk. What are you going to talk? This is the person who pays your salary. He pays your salary. What are you going to do? And so currently, that's why I don't even blame, though I think it's their policy, what the Catholic Church did, the Archbishop who went to visit the president. Probably they have seen that this one cannot be able to help the Christians.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
Exactly.
they had
What
to
a
do
shame
that.
Exactly.
there,
Yes.
yes.
They had to do that. So
And kudos to them.
kudos to them. So you see, I don't have faith in the national Khan. I don't have faith. The only person we're missing, how I wish he would be the Khan president again, that's Ayorisi Jaffo. If we have a man with lion heart like that, and that's because, he took after his father, I'm talking about the Archbishop Benson, that was of blessed memory.
Yeah.
Because you can't come from that man and then, you can't come from that man and you sell out. It's not possible.
Okay.
And that's why he was able to do what he did. So relying on Khan, even PFN, I think it would be a big error. To be a big error to change things. The only people who I think can fight is just you know, the northern camp, you know, who will fight because they see their brothers dying
Being
every
killed
day,
every
being
day.
killed every day, being subjugated, being segregated, you know, being sidelined, being insulted, molested every day. Our women are being raped, our homes are being destroyed. You know, we are the one that knows, you know, what we are going through. And so I don't expect, you know, somebody from here, you know, to especially who is of the same this thing with the president, you know, to do anything better.
All right, sir. Sir, before we bring that today's episode and to close, I would love to, Dr. Egu, I want you to have your word for our viewers, audience, those that will be watching this talk show now and previously, maybe later. Your advice to the Christians in politics, the Christian leaders in Nigeria, the Christian faithfuls and Christian communities in Nigeria, home and abroad, on the need for them to awake to real, you know, active engagement in politics, because we are about stepping into a new era, 2027 to 2032. It's going to be a different era entirely. So I want you to drop your word for the audience.
Yeah, my word might be very long, but I want to make it very short.
Yes, please.
Christians have been very complacent about the issues of politics in this nation,
All right.
and they've shown levels of disinterest, apart from few
Yes.
who by stroke of connection
Yes.
and will I use the word luck,
Yes.
has found themselves in the place of government. We know that so far so good. President Tinubu has run a Christian inclusive, you know, government, because we find a lot of government in his cabinet and
Okay.
his, you know,
Okay, various
whatever
appointments. Okay, sir.
and we know he has often done that, even while he was a governor in Lagos State. He has undermined the fact of sectionalism in religion.
Okay.
He has done that, so I give him a good score for that.
Okay.
However, Christians should rise up.
Mm.
It's time for Christians to rise up
Okay, sir.
and think politics.
Okay.
We should be well given the best orientation
Okay.
and how to be involved. And we should come up with a common front, just as we find out from the Muslims what they are doing.
Okay.
Because you find out they have seen politics as part of their religion,
Okay.
and they do it simultaneously.
Okay.
So we should do the same thing.
Okay.
Because the Bible tells us in the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6,
Okay.
it said, for the government shall be upon his shoulders.
Okay.
Government being upon your shoulder means that you shall become a kingmaker at the
Governance.
aims of decision making,
Okay.
in government,
Okay,
you are
sir.
in governance or
Yes, sir.
whatever. So the Christians should arise. The Christians should be well orientated.
Okay.
Christians should be given, should learn to come together
Okay.
and speak in one voice.
Okay, sir.
Let us not see politics as a dirty game,
Okay, sir.
because it has robbed us so much.
Okay.
And let us also, from our various denominations, learn how to sponsor our best people into politics.
All right,
Let
sir.
us stand behind them and sponsor them.
All right, sir. Okay.
It will help us.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Reverend, I'll come to Dr. Reverend, what's your word? What's your your advice to the Christian faithfuls and community in Nigeria as regarding to involvement in politics?
Thank you so much.
Yes, please. Because we
For-
can't
for-
sit down and look and just be looking.
For decades now,
Yes,
we've
please.
been preaching to Christians to, you know, join politics.
Yes.
I mean, for decades.
Yes, please.
I mean, when I say decades, I mean, you know, right from when I was in my 20s, you know, even early 20s, you know, we were preaching about, you know, Christians joining politics.
Yes, please.
You know, and I think there's a great improvement. We have a better understanding now.
Yeah.
You know, but the problem now is not about joining the politics.
Mhm.
It's about us being people of principle.
Okay.
You know, we are not principled.
Mhm.
You know, why do I say so? You know, those of us, you know, are Christians, you know, will have faith more in the Southeasterners and even the Southerners.
Okay.
You know, because there you have 90-something% Christians.
Yes, sir.
You know, but you know, these same people, you see them licking the shoes of the Muslims. You know, you see them fighting even their own brothers. You know, and so we have a problem. You know, that's why, you know, my colleague will say Christians are gullible. If we can just overcome that, you know, if we can just overcome that,
yes, sir.
you know, if we can really show that, you know, we are hungry for the kingdom,
Yes, sir.
you know, and show that we are people of dominion,
Yes, please.
you know, and not princes who are walking on foot while servants are riding on horses.
Okay.
Because that's the situation
Right
now
now.
in this country.
Apologically, okay.
Yeah, you know, that's the problem. And so if we can just do that, I think we might make a headway, you
Okay.
know, but right now we're having a problem. Look at the current Senate president,
Yes.
you know, he will boast saying that he has a chapel in his house and all of that, but look at what he's doing. He's like a clown there, you know, and he's supposed to be a Christian. Somebody was talking to me, when was it? He said the Senate president is a Christian. I said, you call that one Christian? It's better we have a Muslim there.
Yes, sir.
That is
All right.
it,
Thank you,
brother.
Dr. Kocha. Over to you. Now, engaging the Christian community and faithful in Nigeria in politics. A lot of Christians don't have voters card. Maybe those who have, they lost it somehow. Maybe those who have, they don't even know where they can just find it. So what's your take? Because Christian, you can't just say you want to come into governance, you don't have voters card, you're not involved in any political parties, you're not, you know, you're not knowledgeable as far what governance, what politics is like or looks like. Because in today's politics, we see a lot of godfatherism playing out. You know, uneducated people, uneducated folks being placed in politics by a godfather. Check the nuances. Go to the local government areas. You see, you know, a group of this religious sect being placed by a political godfather because he has to follow what the godfather is saying. And when they are there, they don't just want to live there. They want to continue and continue. So what's your word for the Christian faithful, please?
Okay, my word to the church,
Yes, please.
to Nigerian Christians, I want to tell them, please, think politics,
Please, yeah.
eat politics,
Okay.
drink politics. Because apart from God that is in heaven, that rule the heaven and the earth,
Yes, please.
here on the earth, the greatest power is political power.
Okay, please.
Go and make your choice of leader,
Okay.
because your choice is your chance. Don't ruin it.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Hello viewers, thank you for being part of today's episode of the Current Affairs segment of the People's Voice. Till I come your way again, like, share, comment on this program, and also join us for our next week episode. Thank you very much.